Hi everybody, it's Councillor Crystal Lee Woodcock here, and I'm hopping on this morning to talk to you about something very important. There's a vote that's happening today at the provincial level, and I need you to call our MPP and voice your opposition. They tried to pass this in the dead of night last night to get rid of our ability to have freedom of information requests to the Premier and Cabinet and political staffers to find out how decisions are made. Our council passed this motion unanimously last week in opposition to this, and I'm just going to read to you what I presented to council. In order to have healthy democracy, there needs to be transparency and accountability, and we know that trust in our democratic institutions is already under strain. The province is now looking to remove the ability for the public to use freedom of information requests to look into how decisions are made, who is influencing them, and if they're in the public interest at all, essentially shielding the Premier's office, the ministers, and political staffers from freedom of information requests. This is not a minor change. It is a serious step away from transparency at a time when we need to improve, not weaken trust in our institutions. And they want to apply it retroactively, putting a pause on requests that are already in the works. When the 1% hold more wealth than the 80% of the people in this country, that's you and me, and governments weaken transparency laws, it's fair to ask whether democracy is being bent towards private interests. This change is not for you and me, so who is it serving? It was a freedom of information request that revealed the Greenbelt scandal and saved that farmland. Ontario's Information and Privacy Commissioner, Patricia Kassim, has warned that this would, quote, eviscerate public accountability. With that in mind, this is the motion that we passed at Council. Whereas the Ontario government is proposing changes to the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, or FIPPA, that would exclude records of the Premier, Cabinet ministers, and their staff from public access requests. And whereas these changes would apply retroactively and may limit records related to matters of the public interest, and whereas the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario has warned that these changes would reduce transparency and accountability, freedom of information laws are essential to public trust and democratic accountability. Therefore, be it resolved that Stone Mills Township opposed the proposed changes to FIPPA. One, we call on the province to ensure records related to government business remain accessible to the public. Two, urge the province to consult with the Information Privacy Commissioner of Ontario and the public before proceeding. And three, direct that this motion be sent to the Premier Doug Ford, appropriate ministers, all MPPs, and Ontario municipalities. And it passed unanimously. Again, they tried to pass this in the dead of night. It was delayed. The vote is going to happen today. This is a fundamental attack on our democracy, and it is a weakening of our ability to hold the government to account. And I directly believe that the changes and weakening of our democratic institution is not unrelated from the mass concentration of wealth and the power into the hands of so few people, where 1% now control more wealth than the bottom 80%. And that's you and me. And you know, you may be doing well, but you're not in the 1%. And it's on all of us to stand up and protect our democracy while we still have it. Thanks.